You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story at noon, voting day in parts of the Suncoast for a special state house election. Voters in District 72 are going to the polls today to choose a replacement for State Representative Alex Miller, who resigned last year just months into her first term. ABC 7's Ray Collins is live at Precinct 125 on 12th Street near Lockwood Ridge in Sarasota with more.
Scott, this is one of 32 districts or precincts in Sarasota County. This district runs from the Osprey area north through the middle of the county up to University Parkway. So, 3 new politicians, first-time candidates, all running for office. Here's their pictures now. On the left, Republican James Buchanan, Democrat Margaret Good, and Libertarian candidate Allison Foxhall. The winner will only have about a 9-month term in office, since this is a special election. It just fulfills the balance of Alex Miller's term. She resigned last year, saying she wanted to spend more time with her 2 boys. And this election is not cheap either. The election supervisor told us today on Good Morning Suncoast it's costing taxpayers well over $250,000.
We estimated $350,000. Hopefully it will come in less than that. We try to keep, the cost down while providing accessible and secure elections. But that was our original estimate, was $350,000 for the primary in December and today's special general election.
Now, I just did receive a text from Ron Turner about turnout, and he tells me 28% turnout, which is above what they predicted. 6,000 have voted so far today, 34,000 overall in this special election, and the polls like this one will remain open until 7 o'clock tonight. Live in Sarasota County, I'm Ray Collins. Scott, back to you in the studio.
All right, Ray, thank you so much. An update now out of the nation's capital, where the deadline is looming for Congress to decide the fate of 2 million immigrants brought to the U.S. as children. CNN's John Lawrence shows us what could happen next.
John and James are dreamers, brought to the U.S. when they were 10 years old.
They say the 2 greatest days of your lives are the day you are born and the day you find out why.
Yeah.
So for us, this is our why.
The Philippine natives, who didn't want their last name given, are under contract with the Army.
Just give us a chance to prove that we're Americans.
The identical twins signed up to serve under a now-defunct program for undocumented immigrants. Now they wait to see if they'll be deployed or deported. One undocumented immigrant who won't be deported right now is Jesus Barones. He's been granted a 1-year stay on humanitarian grounds. His 5-year-old son is fighting leukemia.
He's actually happy because he knows now that I'm going to be able to go home now and be with my whole family at home.
Prior to getting the stay, Barones sought refuge in a Phoenix church. The government will review Barones' case to determine if he can stay in the U.S. for good. He and his wife are expecting another child in about 4 months. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The Trump administration has proposed money to build a new FBI headquarters. The White House is asking to spend more than $2 billion in funding to replace the downtown Washington building. The allocation is tucked inside President Trump's new infrastructure proposal. The government agency that oversees federal real estate said it had scrapped long-standing plans to build a new FBI headquarters in the suburbs outside Washington as a result of funding gaps. The allocation still needs to be approved by Congress. Happening in Tallahassee, state lawmakers are making a big push for more support to help displaced Puerto Rican families in Florida. Hundreds of thousands of people left the island following Hurricane Maria in September and wound up here in the Sunshine State. Now a group is asking the state legislature to spend more than $300 million in an affordable housing trust fund to help those new residents. This comes after federal funding was recently approved by Congress to help school districts deal with the influx of new students.
Let us not allow a second humanitarian disaster to occur in Florida due to lack of commitment by our leaders to address these urgent concerns.
Lawmakers are also asking the state to work with high school students whose families have moved to Florida from Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands in order for them to get a valid diploma that will be recognized by colleges. Here in the Suncoast, Sarasota County is hosting the first in a series of workshops to make sure you have the most updated information about your flood risks. Flood zone maps in our area are continuously updated, which could impact your insurance rates. You can learn about the current flood zones in our area, regulations, mandatory insurance requirements, and more at 3 upcoming workshops over the next couple of days. For more on the workshops, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com. All week, we're counting down the top 5 most dangerous intersections on the Suncoast. Today, ABC 7's Marla Spence shows us the 4th most dangerous intersection at 14th Street West and 57th Avenue West in Manatee County.
Just 8 miles away from the 5th dangerous intersection at University Parkway and North Lockwood Ridge Road is the 4th dangerous intersection on the Suncoast, which is 14th Street West and 57th Avenue West in Manatee County. This intersection, compared to the 5th dangerous on University Parkway, has a higher crash severity rate. This means more speeding cars are at this intersection, making it a prime location for severe accidents. Just yesterday afternoon, a SUV hammered into a power pole just feet away from the intersection. ABC 7 spoke with Trooper Ken Watson with the Florida Highway Patrol. He tells us there are a few factors that contribute to major accidents and lots of traffic at this intersection.
Remember, is it's a very popular area, so we do have a lot of traffic there anyway. You couple that with the fact that now it's season, and within the next month you're going to see a lot of college kids coming back down for spring break. So things are going to get worse before they get any better, and that's why the Florida Highway Patrol is going to do everything that we can to try to educate everyone and let them know that take your time going through this intersection.
Trooper Watson also mentioned other factors are distracted driving and violating the right-of-way.
This is people making a right turn on red without looking and then pulling directly out in front of somebody. These two causations are very dangerous, and they do occur at this intersection most frequently, causing these crashes that you're seeing.
A 20-year employee of a gas station that sits right in front of the intersection says oftentimes he hears at least one crash a month.
Most of the accidents are during the day, under visibility, good visibility, and that's what's real surprising. People are impatient, the lights are very long.
Just like the 5th dangerous intersection, 14th Street West and 57th Avenue West is one of the roads that allow people to travel in and out of both Manatee and Sarasota counties, meaning there are a lot more cars on the road and a higher risk for crashes and accidents. On Wednesday morning, we'll be breaking down what the 3rd dangerous intersection is on the Suncoast. Make sure you stay tuned with us on Good Morning Suncoast starting at 5 a.m. I'm Marla Spence reporting for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you. Happening right now, spring training getting underway this week. But before there's some baseball, the Orioles are playing some golf today. The Orioles Birdland Golf Classic teeing off this morning at the Ritz-Carlton Golf Club in Lakewood Ranch. Players and coaches are playing with local golfers for the event that raises money for the Miracle League of Minnesota. Since its inception, this classic has raised more than $240,000.
Wow.
And they got some great weather today to play some golf. I'm a little jealous that they're all out there having
You're
fun.
not going to lose the ball in the sun for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, we've gotten some sun that's broken through some of the clouds, but you know, we're going to be battling back, I think, these clouds for the next couple of days, but you can't beat the temperatures.
No.
You know, they're really nice and warm out there. A little on the muggy side for some folks, but what are you going to do? I think we'll have maybe a little break in the humidity and a little break in the temperatures for a couple of days. A little one, subtle changes, but they are coming. Right now, kind of a mix of sun and clouds out there over Sarasota Bay from the Van Wezel webcam. For today, look for a daytime high topping out well above average once again. 83 degrees. Put in a slight chance at a shower similar to yesterday. We'll have a few isolated showers building in inland areas. Really can't rule that out. And then as we head into the evening, the temperature will start to fall off by 7 o'clock. Look for about 74. Overnight, into the 60s we go once again. There's the cloud cover. That's caused by a frontal boundary located just to our north. And underneath that cloud, yeah, there are a few showers around. You can see them building kind of in inland areas and around Lake Okeechobee. Those are gradually drifting in this direction, and that's what's the 10% chance of rain is for. We'll look for, again, some very pleasant weather for the remainder of the week with some subtle changes. We'll talk about those changes in just a few. Scott?
John, thank you. Valentine's Day now just a day away, and whether you're short on money or in need of some creative gift ideas this year, ABC 7's Stephanie Webb has you covered. Stephanie?
Well, Valentine's Day Eve is now upon us, Scott, and the National Retail Federation says Americans will spend more than $19 billion on the holiday. It's a whole lot of flowers and chocolate. So here's the breakdown. People plan to spend roughly $145 on Valentine's Day gifts, on average about $90 on their significant others, $25 on their kids and parents, $7 on teachers, and still around $6 for pets. Well, if you're a little short on money this year and a lot short on ideas, we are here to help. We have rounded up the top 5 cheap but sweet Valentine's Day gift ideas. All right, first off, how about a treasure hunt? Grab some pink or some red sticky notes, leave clues all over the house that lead to a picnic. Second, you could also use those same sticky notes to leave "Why I love you" messages all over the house. Very romantic. Third, grab one of your favorite photos online, turn it black and white with your smartphone, and frame it. Super easy. Idea number 4, dinner and a movie. Now listen, you don't have to be Chef Judy to do this one right. All you have to do is Google a 5-ingredient recipe and then pair it up with a movie on Netflix. Very easy. And finally, invest in a piece of nice stationery and simply write a love letter. And there you have it, 5 cheap but sweet ideas for your big Valentine's Day. Well, if you happen to be rolling all Han Solo this Valentine's Day, no worries, you can celebrate that too. Singles Awareness Day, or SAD, is the humorous anti-Valentine's Day celebration. Now, some people celebrate it actually on Valentine's Day. Others will celebrate it the day after. According to the U.S. Census, about 45% of Americans over the age of 18 are single. That's about 110 million people out there. Now, bars around the country, they're holding special singles nights. It's also a great time maybe to buy yourself something nice that you want and, put off for a while, or maybe even pair up some of your single friends so they can celebrate Valentine's Day next year together. Back to you, Scott.
Great ideas. All right. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Still to come in your Suncoast News today, why new research says eating slower could help you lose weight over time, and why this video of a boy breaking the ice is going viral.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Why do that?
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
It's time to take a road trip.
Burn rubber for Birmingham, where you can feed your need for speed at Barber Motorsports Park and Museum. Now this gets my motor running. Meet Iron Men. Hey there, big guy. And make a date with your 9-iron. Feed the animals at the zoo and the birds. Then enjoy the award-winning restaurant scene. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
We love our viewer photos. Here are a few that were sent in of last evening's sunset. This is gorgeous from Sarasota. Raymond sent this one in. Lovely shot in between the clouds. The clouds were thick at times last night. Here's one with the clouds just a little bit more widespread from the Venice Jetty. Fred Seeger sent this one in, frequent contributor to pics at mysuncoast.com. And this morning we had one come in. Cindy Desmond, another frequent contributor, sent this one in. Sarasota sunrise. Absolutely beautiful. This was off of Clark Road, I believe, near the interstate. Pretty picture there. Appreciate those pictures. We have a little mix of sun and clouds out there right now. Temperature coming in at 81 degrees. It's going to be another warm afternoon. Dew point value at 66. Southeast wind blows at about 8. That southeast wind bringing up the moisture, bringing in the moisture. I think we'll see a little shift in that wind as we progress through the afternoon, perhaps a little bit more to the north, and that will help to maybe draw down a little bit of drier air. We'll see if that works out or not. 83 degrees. Our air temperature by about 3 o'clock this afternoon. 74 by 7. We'll put in that 10% chance of a shower coming at us from inland areas, drifting off toward the coast as they dissipate away. There won't be many of them. There'll be kind of few and far between. We'll look for a 12 midnight temperature of about 69, and then as we head into 7 in the morning, 66 degrees when you wake up, mix of sun and fair weather clouds. So there are our showers. There aren't many of them around. A frontal boundary is kind of draped down through the state of Florida in the process of basically decay. It's pretty much a stationary front, though it does have a slight drift to the south, very slight, and it's moving quite slowly. Inland, a few scattered areas of patchy drizzle mostly, a lot of it not even reaching the ground on radar this morning. Otherwise, near the coast, everything's very quiet. So right here is our frontal boundary. We kind of have a low pressure area with a warm front lifting north and then this cold front under the influence of a high pressure ridge building in, slowly, ever so slowly being pushed southward. Now this is not going to bring us any colder air. What it may do is shift our winds a little bit to the north, and that'll help draw down some slightly drier, ever so slightly cooler air. Mostly because the nighttime lows will fall off as the dew points are shaved just a little bit. This is not going to be a big event. It's going to be very subtle, but it will be noticeable, I think, by some folks as we head into the next several days. Warm and humid today, just an isolated sprinkle, mostly inland, partly sunny skies, we'll call it, to mostly cloudy skies, kind of varying depending on the banks of clouds rolling through at the time. The temperature trends, you'll notice, even with this front kind of washing out just to our north, really doesn't get impacted all that much. We lose a few degrees perhaps by midweek or late midweek, but not much. So the winds generally coming in this afternoon out of the north at about 5, pretty light actually, smooth conditions building to a light chop overnight tonight. And the 7-day forecast looks like this. For today, 83 degrees, 10% chance of those sprinkles or showers, especially in the second half of the afternoon. And then on Valentine's Day, 82 degrees. Evening temperatures will probably be around 70s, in the 70s, 72 about dinner time. And then 80 degrees on Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be a little bit cooler. And then we'll warmer right back up as we get into Sunday and Monday of next week. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In HealthSmart, a new study says kidney stones may be increasing among both men and women across the country. The study looked at the prevalence of kidney stones over a 30-year period of more than 10,000 Minnesota residents. Over time, kidney stones increased more than 4-fold among women and more than 2-fold among men. Young women from 18 to 39 had the highest increase in cases. Researchers suggest staying hydrated and reducing sodium intake could help prevent most types of kidney stones. And a new study suggests eating slower could help prevent obesity. A research team in Japan analyzed the effects of eating speed on the body mass index of nearly 60,000 people diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. The results showed that slower eating speeds were linked to reductions in obesity, BMI, and waist circumference. Researchers suggest speedy eaters may be continuing to eat even after they're full, leading to overeating as time goes on. Time now to head over to our kitchen where Chef Justin Gorel joined us from Metro Diner in Sarasota. Justin, great to have you in our kitchen today. What's on your menu for today?
Well, thank you very much for having me. Today we're going to be featuring Metro Diner's Cinnamon Roll Pancake, just in time for Valentine's holiday.
They sound delicious. We'll be right back with you, Justin. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Drive a brand new 2018 Lincoln MKC for $279 per month or the Lincoln MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment. Every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Accolades are great. Just wait until you see our prices. Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Caught on camera, home security footage captured the moment a plane crashes in Russia over the weekend. Off in the distance there, you can see a ball of fire and then a big puff of smoke. All 71 people on board that plane died in the crash. Emergency teams are still on site searching for remains. The remains were scattered half a mile away. Investigators say the crash may have been caused by the pilot's failure to activate heating for pressure measurement equipment, which resulted in flawed speed data. Plus, the U.S. Coast Guard releasing this video of a cocaine bust in the Pacific Ocean last week. This is the 7th cocaine confiscation at sea in recent months. They have centered off the coast of Mexico, Central and South America. Altogether, they've seized 7 tons of cocaine worth nearly $200 million. And here's a video going viral out of Missouri. The 14-year-old is taking the internet by storm after jumping on an icy trampoline. The boy's mom posted the video, which shows him shattering that thick layer of ice frozen over. His mom admitted he didn't ask for permission before going out to do the stunt, but she said she's happy no one got hurt and that the video they ended up with is pretty cool. I think it is. Let's get over to the kitchen now and check in again with John, who is with our guest today, Chef Justin Gorell from Metro Diner in Sarasota. John?
That's right, Scott. If you haven't dined at Metro Diner, you're in for a treat because it's a really cool place. It has that kind of diner feel, and the food crazy good, just crazy good. Justin,
Absolutely.
welcome. First time here.
Thank you.
Pleasure
Yes.
having you in the kitchen.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yeah, you're welcome. So what you cooking up for us today?
Today we are doing a special menu item. It's cinnamon roll pancakes that we usually have on a featured or a more exclusive menu, but we're running them all week through a Valentine's Day promotion with a fresh cream cheese icing, cinnamon roll filling,
Ooh.
and a little bit of a cinnamon butter on top.
That sounds wickedly good.
Absolutely
crazy.
A little
Okay.
sweet, but delicious.
Well,
sure.
you know, that's just fine. You have lots of different things on your menu at the
Yes.
Metro. You have all kinds of sandwiches. And would you say you specialize in diner food, or you kind of go beyond that too,
Yeah.
I would say?
We specialize in a little bit of everything. We are definitely a full-service diner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner served all day long. And we are Happy to be in the Sarasota area and featured today.
What are you doing here?
So here we have a fresh pancake mix and a very simple brown sugar, butter, and cinnamon mixture for a cinnamon swirl. If you would like to do your own, you can.
Oh, sure.
Or I can do my own.
All right.
Good activity for the kids, especially for the holiday. You can kind of create your own. You can draw a heart, your initials.
Anything I want, right?
Whatever you want.
All right.
I'll
just go ahead and get crazy here.
Let it sit for a couple of minutes on the other side of the griddle, and it cooks into itself. Top it off with a little bit of cinnamon butter coming up soon.
Do you know what I'm doing here?
A thunderstorm.
You got it. How about that? It's my artistic talent,
huh?
I'll tell you what. Hey, that's kind of fun. That would be a great thing to do for the kids, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's really neat.
Let them set up here.
Awesome.
Give them a flip while they keep on cooking.
Mm-hmm. And this is on the menu for Valentine's Day? Or
yes, it's going to be featured on our specials board.
Yeah.
So it'll be on our Blackboard specials, which is inside of each of the diners.
Well, it's nice to do a Valentine's Day, and you could go out with the kids and find something that they would actually eat in a restaurant.
For sure.
That's fantastic.
Any kid with a sweet tooth is going to love this dish for sure.
Mm-hmm. And the batter is, what kind of a batter is that? Is that a buckwheat batter, or is that a plain batter?
It's a plain pancake batter. You can use your own at home, but we have our own Metro Diner kind of secret to it. And I know, can't give away all the secrets.
Okay.
So we just let these go. We have a little bit of everything each day, and the specials are always featured seasonal fresh items, or try to do something sweet to get your palate going.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to see exactly how these are going to turn out. Now, we have a few items over here that you also, I suppose, have on the menu. Is that the idea?
Yes, definitely.
Here? Show us what you've got over here.
We have a fruity waffle off to the far side with the fresh blueberries, strawberries, and bananas. A little bit of powdered sugar, and a little bit of powdered sugar always helps out our chicken and waffles here, which is on the regular menu.
I know we have one fella here who's like really crazy for your chicken and waffles.
Yeah,
really
it's
big
good.
On that.
It's a good thing to be crazy for. There are worse things to be crazy about. Fresh strawberry butter on top of that. These should be finished in just the next couple of seconds here.
Well, while you flip those, I want to remind everybody that the recipe for this is on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining link button. It will take you right there with the video instructions from Chef Justin himself and all the information. Not too bad.
There's your thunderstorm.
I would say that's a cumulonimbus if ever I saw one.
So we got a nice spiral and a nice thunderstorm. We're going to stack these together.
Awesome. And Justin, while you plate this up, I'm going to toss us off to break here and let everybody know Metro Diner, located in the Southgate Mall with all those great restaurants and things to do and see there.
Absolutely.
Wonderful stuff. Justin, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
We'll be right back.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured or arrested, I know this feels like the end of the road, but really it's the beginning of a long, potentially stressful process. So give us a call, let us give you some peace of mind.
Come experience the rugged capability and luxurious comfort of a new Ram truck and get big savings during Ram Truck Month at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Ram trucks. Get the all-new redesigned 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $25,999. Or save big and get $13,300 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt will leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long gone.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you, too.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Coming up, why the White House is facing new backlash about the top aide who resigned over domestic abuse allegations. Plus, the dramatic 911 call from a driver after their gas pedal gets stuck to the floor. And it's Fat Tuesday. Now they're kicking off Mardi Gras celebrations in New Orleans.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Our top story this half hour, the White House is facing new backlash and tough questions about the top aide who resigned over domestic abuse allegations. Rob Porter's first wife lashing out overnight and taking on the women in the Trump administration. ABC's Tara Palmieri has more from Washington.
Overnight, the first ex-wife of Rob Porter criticizing comments made by a senior White House official. Colby Holderness, the woman in this disturbing picture, wrote in the Washington Post that Kellyanne Conway misses the point on domestic abuse. Conway told CNN she didn't fear for the safety of White House Communications Director Hope Hicks, who is in a romantic relationship with Porter.
I'm sorry for any suffering that this woman has endured, but in the case of Hope, I've rarely met somebody so strong.
But Holderness fired back, writing, her statement implies that those who have been in abusive relationships are not strong. Recognizing and surviving in an abusive relationship takes strength. ABC News can reveal new details provided by sources about how the former staff secretary to President Trump explained Holderness's black eye to senior White House officials. According to two sources with knowledge of Porter's stories, he said the black eye was an accident after the two struggled over a Venetian glass vase. He claimed that she bruised her eye while he tried to stop her from breaking the vase. In the case of his second ex-wife, Jennifer Willoughby, who filed an emergency protective order against him for allegedly punching in a window at their house, Porter again said he accidentally broke the window by merely tapping on the glass with his index finger. Hours after telling this story to senior staffers, White House spokesperson Sarah Sanders defended him during the White House briefing.
The president and chief of staff have had full confidence and trust in his abilities and his performance.
Questions still linger over what the White House knew about the allegations against Porter and when, and why he was allowed to work for months as a staff secretary on a temporary security clearance. FBI Director Christopher Wray confirmed that the FBI investigation into Porter's security clearance was completed in late July. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
The Secret Service and NYPD are investigating a suspicious package sent to Donald Trump Jr. His wife, Vanessa, says she felt sick after opening a package from Boston with a white powder inside, along with a note that addressed Don Trump Jr. directly. The powder was later found to not be dangerous.
I know the president spoke with her. Beyond that, at this point, it's an ongoing and active investigation, so I can't comment any further, but I can say that the president has spoken with her within the last hour.
This isn't the first time this has happened to the first family. In March of 2016, a package with white powder was sent to the president's other son, Eric. That powder was also found to be non-hazardous. And in April of that year, a suspicious white powder was found inside an envelope sent to the president's campaign office addressed to Mr. Trump himself. That substance also turned out to be harmless. The Obamas were the talk of social media yesterday, but it had nothing to do with politics. Official portraits of the former first couple were unveiled at the Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery. Both President Obama and the former First Lady chose African-American artists, the first to do so in history. Happening in Florida, we're learning more on the potential voting rights for ex-felons. Lawyers are asking a federal judge to automatically restore voting rights to former convicts in Florida once they've been out of prison for at least 5 years. A federal judge has ruled Florida's current system as arbitrary and unconstitutional. The Attorney General's office says the judge should leave it up to the governor, Rick Scott, and other state officials to decide how to change the current system. A bill that would allow the Seminole Tribe of Florida to add craps and roulette at its casinos, now moving forward in Tallahassee. The bill would allow the Seminoles to expand the types of gambling they can offer. The tribe's casinos, including the Hard Rock in Tampa and Hollywood, currently have slot machines and blackjack tables. Over the past few years, lawmakers have tried and failed to expand gambling due to competing interests. Two of the men expected to run for Florida governor will face off in a debate over immigration tonight. The debate between Republican House Speaker Richard Corcoran and Democratic Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum was scheduled after the candidates had a testy exchange on Twitter. The two were arguing over an ad that Corcoran aired that calls for an end to so-called sanctuary cities. In Brazil, Carnival is in full swing in Rio de Janeiro. The city's famous event attracts around 1 million people from all over the globe with elaborate floats and costumes. There's also a competition among Rio's samba schools, where large crowds fill an area built specifically for the competition. Each school has 80 minutes to put on a show that is then judged in 10 separate categories. The festival will wrap up at the end of the week. And happening right now in New Orleans, it is Fat Tuesday and the Mardi Gras celebrations are underway. Raycom's Liz Reyes and Natasha Robin have more from Bourbon Street, where the party is just getting started.
Happy Mardi Gras! We are live here in the French Quarter. Happy Mardi Gras!
Happy Mardi Gras! We're here in the balcony of the Tropical Isle, and the street is starting to fill up here on Bourbon Street. People are coming out in costume already this morning, and they'll be partying throughout the day.
Yeah, this is still pretty slow going at this hour, but as a lot of people start to trickle in from the nearby parade routes, they're going to come here all costumes. Some are already out there. We got some little alligators down there. You can see them all dressed up in green. You're going to see a lot of that, but everyone is going the extra mile today, dressing up to celebrate Mardi Gras, and it is a beautiful day so far. Some sunshine after some rain, but as you move forward and you check out some of the other streets, you will also see some marching groups as well as we get later on in the day.
We've already seen a few marching groups come through here this morning, and they're always so much fun because they have their own theme, their own name, and they really bring life here to Bourbon Street on Mardi Gras Day. You never know what you're going to really see here on Bourbon.
No, we are the French Quarter Pirates. This is Boudreaux.
And this is Thibodeau.
So this is an example of all the different costumes that you'll see throughout the day. It's not just about Bourbon Street and beads. People love to get dressed up away from here. They're on the parade routes and they come in here and they walk around in their costumes. So just a slice of what people are experiencing here in the French Quarter.
That's what Mardi Gras is all about.
That's the latest from us here in the French Quarter. Happy Mardi Gras. Back to you.
Thank you both so much. Here's a live look from New Orleans. This is the Zulu Parade happening right now. Thousands of people lining the streets to celebrate on this Fat Tuesday. You ever been to Mardi Gras, John?
I never have. No. Been to New Orleans a number of times, but never to Mardi Gras. No. I don't know, I kind of shied away from the crowds, I guess, a little bit there. You know, I enjoyed the quieter side of New Orleans, you know.
I agree. Yeah.
But it's a fabulous city, no doubt about it. And the weather is sort of cooperating for them. I mean, I've seen Mardi Gras that have even been frigid cold, or else they've been totally rained out wet.
Right.
And they're not getting any of that today. A little cloud cover and maybe a few scattered showers. That's about it.
We can deal with that.
Yeah. So could we, actually. And that's kind of the weather we're seeing here, although we are a little bit warmer than they are in New Orleans. The Lakewood Ranch webcam put into motion shows a little bit of that cloud cover that we've been battling with all day long. Knocking back the clouds with holes in the clouds from time to time, letting the sun peek through and boosting our temperatures. We'll probably get up to about 83 for a daytime high today by around 3 o'clock or so. We'll put in that slight chance of a shower. They'll build inland. They'll drift to the coast by 7 p.m. Look for 74-degree temperatures. And then as we head into the overnight, we'll drop back down into the 60s. You can see the cloud cover that's around. That's all part of a frontal boundary that's creating those showers. And of course, we're in the warm, muggy air below that front. The front's in North Florida right now. So with all that muggy air in place and the temperatures as warm as they are and winds blowing like they are, it stands to reason that you'll get a few scattered showers around, and that's what we're going to do today. Only a few. Rain chances, I mentioned, only about 10%. Scott?
John, thank you. We're learning new details about a Sarasota massage therapist who is now facing multiple battery charges. Sarasota police arresting 44-year-old Ruslan Grushko twice this month. The first victim says she was at the Massage Envy on South Tamiami Trail in August when Grushko began touching her inappropriately and making sexual gestures. The investigation lasted 6 months, and Grushko was arrested last week. Now a second victim has come forward. Her encounter with Grushko happened back in July at her home. Grushko denies the accusations.
I read her report, and I have very significant doubts about her mental state.
She learned that we were making an arrest in this case, and she had also had contact with him, and so she felt comfortable coming forward knowing she wasn't the only one. And that's why we really want to hit home that if somebody recognizes this individual, if they've had inappropriate contact with this individual, please call our detectives. Please let us know. Let our detectives do what they do best and take people like this off the street.
According to the Department of Health, Grushko still has his license to practice massage therapy, but he is no longer employed by Massage Envy. New at noon, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help finding suspects responsible for an attempted armed robbery last night. This all happened along Donington Drive in Ellington shortly after 1 a.m. The victims say 3 suspects tried to rob them, and one of them was shot in the leg during the confrontation. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Sarasota police charge a man with trafficking in cocaine and marijuana possession. 23-year-old Ryan Ward was arrested after police stopped him for a car tint violation when they smelled marijuana. After searching the vehicle, police found crack cocaine and marijuana and more than $1,500 in cash. Well, a man is lucky to be alive after his gas pedal broke and was stuck to the floor, increasing his speed down a Florida interstate. Reporter Ari Haight has the dramatic 911 call and how police brought his wild ride to an end.
The 911 call came in at 12:46 Monday afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. I believe my gas pedal is stuck in my car, and I'm on I-95.
Joseph Cooper was driving north, had just entered Martin County, and could not get his accelerator off the floor, could not get his black BMW to slow down.
You have no idea why it could be stuck?
No, ma'am, I do not.
What Cooper did know is his car was reaching dangerous speeds.
Yeah, I'm doing like 95, about 100, yes, ma'am.
The operator tried to come up with ways to get the car to stop, suggesting he try to force the car into neutral.
Yeah, but ma'am, I'm in a BMW, and if I slam that over, it's going to drop down a gear. And I really don't want that to happen. It could spin me out.
Have you tried the emergency brake?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm not pulling that at no 100 miles an hour, ma'am. I'm sorry.
The miles were flying by now in St. Lucie County, still doing 100 and trying not to get into an accident.
Switching right lanes right now. Get out the way! I'm gonna hit somebody.
We've got troopers coming.
Now in Indian River County, after more than 50 miles of uncontrolled speed, troopers rolled out stop sticks, flattened Cooper's tires. The car still kept going on just rims for a few more miles before finally coming to a stop. In the end, nobody was injured, though Cooper did complain of chest pains that took him to the hospital, where he was treated quickly and released and sent home.
Wow. Well, still to come in your Suncoast News this afternoon, why retail giant Amazon is now being forced to fire several hundred employees.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you've never truly loved your car, you've clearly never owned a Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester for just $219 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down during the Subaru True Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Sarasota Opera's 2018 Winter Opera Festival is here, featuring Puccini's Manon Lescaut, Bizet's Carmen, Bellini's Norma, and D'Albert's rarely heard Tiefland. For more information, go to sarasotaopera.org.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looking at an air temperature coming in at 81 degrees already. Very warm outside with a deck of clouds that's kind of rolled in from time to time, giving us anywhere from a cloudy sky to a partly sunny sky. So it really depends on how those clouds are coming through and where the blank spots are in the sky deck. 66-degree dew point, still kind of humid out there. Southeast wind continuing to pump the moisture in. What we need is a little shift in those winds, maybe a little more of a northerly direction. And I think that will be coming in the days ahead with a little bit of a front that's going to work its way southward. It's going to be a very weak front. The changes are going to be subtle, but it's going to happen, and we'll talk about it in a second. Mostly to partly cloudy skies today, 83 degrees, warm, about 12 degrees above our normal for this time of year. Coming in at about 3 o'clock with that 10% chance of a shower. And then as we head into the evening hours, 70s should be nice. Maybe an isolated shower or two, mostly in inland areas. Along the coastline, I don't think you'll see a whole lot. And then as we head into midnight, we drop down into the 60s. We stay there through morning. When you wake up, we'll be in the mid-60s across the region. Hour by hour future cast shows those winds generally coming up out of the south and the temperatures rising up into the 80s. By the time we get into the evening hours, we have this mix of sun and clouds. Should be an okay sunset. Not too bad. There'll be some clouds around, though. It won't be picture perfect, Chamber of Commerce, but sometimes those clouds can really give you some really nice colors as the suns begin to reflect their setting colors off the base of those clouds. And then as you head into tonight and tomorrow morning, I think kind of a mix of those clouds coming through. The frontal boundary itself comes at us from the northeast, kind of a different approach for a frontal boundary for us. And that's pretty much the direction that we'll probably see a lot of these clouds build from. Showers in inland areas today, gradually drifting toward us. Right now, things are pretty quiet around here, but we do have a few of these scattered showers. We've had them in Hardee and DeSoto counties. They have very light stuff, and they tend to dissipate pretty quickly once they form. So, excuse me. Excuse me. Continue to look at this frontal boundary and the low pressure area in the deep south. We have this big ridge of high pressure located just to the north. As it builds in, that high pressure ridge kind of forces this frontal boundary southward. As it moves southward, it will tend to shift our winds a little bit more to the north. As that happens, then we start to work in a little bit less humid air. Warm and humid today, isolated sprinkle, partly sunny skies we'll call it, and then that drier air beginning to filter in, slightly drier air. Not much in the way of a thunderstorm chance for us, except along where that front is located just to the north of us. And even there, the rain chance is pretty minor, a thunderstorm chance even smaller. North wind coming in at about 5 knots, making for nice boating weather today. It'll make you a smooth surface on our bay and inland waters, kind of building to a light chop. 10% chance of rain showers today, 83, the temperature 82 tomorrow on Valentine's Day, 70s during the evening, during your dinner, perhaps, with your loved one. Tomorrow, Thursday, 80 degrees, and then over the next several days, we'll see the temperature drop just a little bit till we get to the weekend when the temperatures will begin to increase to the mid-80s. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In consumer news, Barnes & Noble's laying off staff following a weak holiday season, but the company did not release the number of job cuts. The nation's largest bookseller said sales at its established locations slid by more than 6% during the 9-week period that ended December 30th. Many retailers have strengthened online operations and sales have followed, but Barnes & Noble has seen its online sales drop by nearly 5%. Amazon is cutting several hundred jobs as its Seattle-based company makes adjustments to its core consumer retail business. Amazon officials say the cuts are part of their annual planning process and they're making headcount adjustments across the company. About 500 people in all will lose their jobs, but those impacted will be offered other positions within the company. Plus, the world-famous Remington Outdoor Company is planning to file for bankruptcy. Remington has been in business since 1816, and today the company employs more than 3,500 people and is among the largest American manufacturers of ammunition and firearms. While the Remington name isn't expected to go anywhere, the company is looking for new ways to get guns sold as ownership has dropped under the Trump administration. And shares in fast food company restaurant brands are on the rise after reported booming sales growth at chains like Burger King, thanks to value menus and new offerings, such as the new Bacon King Burger. Value menus have become increasingly important to these fast food companies that are looking to boost sales. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why mail thieves got more than they bargained for when they stole a package with cockroaches, live cockroaches inside.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Why do that?
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Thousands of award-winning Honda SUVs are on sale from $189 a month during the Honda President's Day sales event. You've got to see these SUVs. Get a surprisingly spacious 2018 HR-V, $189 a month, or step up to Pilot for $289 a month with available seating for 8. Plus, we have Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, the 2018 CR-V, and Ridgeline, a Car and Driver's 10 Best, all on sale for up to $3,805 less than the competition at your local Honda dealer.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and that means singles are looking for love.
We'll tell you about a dating scam on social media and how you can avoid being tricked. That's tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
A lot of cloud cover across the region associated with a frontal boundary sinking south. What does that mean for our weather? We'll let you know bright and early.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you. Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
In entertainment news, the Bachelor contestant believed to be missing and then later confirmed found competing on the show was eliminated last night. ABC's Lindsay Davis has a story that's got social media talking.
Oh, nice. She was a fan favorite from the moment she first drove on to The Bachelor.
I'm Becca.
Stealing Ari's heart week after week.
Becca M.
But reports that she was on the missing persons list made headlines.
What are 3 things that make you excited to be alive?
In November, the 22-year-old's mom told police she hadn't been able to contact her daughter for a week. Police say they tried to reach her daughter for her, but were unsuccessful. That is, until a tip came in from an unlikely source, a Bachelor Nation superfan turned super sleuth.
I just Googled Bachelor contestants 2018, and I found that online, and then when I got to her picture and it was the same name, then I was 100% sure.
Martinez reacted on social media saying, "Mom, how many times do I have to tell you I don't get cell service on The Bachelor?" And honestly, the scariest thing about this whole story is that my efforts to conceal the worst driver's license photo of all time have been thwarted.
Have a little faith in me.
It seemed even the controversy couldn't stop the blossoming love between Becca and Ari.
Tia, will you accept this rose?
But now their journey has come to an end. So while the Bachelorette was never really missing, she will certainly be missed by the Bachelor Nation.
It's hard for me to accept that this is over.
It is over for her. Finally today, male thieves in California were in for quite a surprise when they unknowingly made off with a package containing 500 live cockroaches. The package was supposed to go to an entomologist who was looking at the roaches as part of a study she's conducting. And while the thieves were hoping to nab maybe a tax return, W-2 form or something like that, they probably stunned to find out what they walked away with. The post office says when it comes to valuable items, have them dropped off directly at the post office for pickup to avoid your packages being stolen. Although I'm not sure a package of live cockroaches would be valuable, but I guess to her it was.
No idea. You know, I mean, if they're being used for a medical experiment, I'm sure they were groomed cockroaches. You know, they weren't. They didn't come from some old building somewhere. No, so I don't know. I don't know, but I'm certainly wasn't what they had anticipated.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's a funny story. We have some cloud cover around right now. The cloud cover maybe gives way to an isolated shower too. Of course, Bob will be tracking that for you on Radar at 5.
And we're going to leave you today with a live look from New Orleans and Mardi Gras. Have a great day, everyone.